Hello everybody, PlanetWalls here. This is episode 31, I believe. It's hard for me to remember because Becky and I just recorded the daily challenge for October 4th. And I actually did okay. I broke the 500,000 barrier, even though I died stupidly to Olmec, but we lost the audio. Fraps ate the audio.
The entire...
After about a 45-minute episode. It was very unfortunate. We talked about all sorts of good stuff.
We answered a lot of your questions.
We talked about Connor O'Sullivan and asked him if he was going through puberty.
In which case I didn't think that was actually a fair question to ask Connor O'Sullivan.
Becky thought it might embarrass Connor.
So I asked everybody if they had been through puberty. And if everybody answers yes or no, then maybe Connor will feel less alone.
Does it really matter if they've gone through puberty when all they do on the internet? And I've looked at all that you do on YouTube, commenters. You pretty much just watch PewDiePie videos and leave comments on them like, "Oh man, booyah!"
Awesome. Really? All of them?
Not all of them.
The fact that you know...
I'm not sure the guy with the Agrippa name or Yertle the motherfucking turtle does that. Whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is...
People are going to think you're part of... Like, you can actually look up that on YouTube?
I can figure out what the people who comment the most on our YouTube channel do.
They're going to stop commenting now.
They fucking won't.
They're gonna be part of. They're gonna think you're part of like the NSA.
I don't think they're gonna think I'm part of the NSA. The NSA already knows all this stuff.
That is true.
Let's kill that bat. Ah, we fucking missed. That's okay.
Do you think if you say NSA, they're like alerted?
I think if I say, Allah, I think the NSA.
Stop! Don't say anything else. I'm good. I got the question answered.
I'm not sure what the fuck happened there, but I somehow didn't get hit.
So we talked...
We're doing a no gold run. That's what's happening.
So we answered some of those questions. We talked about who AJ thought was hot.
Becky thought that Licky Lee, whom I think to be very attractive, she made a comment about how she thought Licky Lee looked like my mother, but I don't see it.
Yeah, you definitely would all agree.
You just know that they're the same, oh, God damn it. Same ethnicity, nationality.
Yeah, because your mom's Norwegian-Swedish.
Yeah.
Your mom is Swedish.
Who'd you just say?
Your mom
Sweden is Swedish?
No, I said your mom is Norwegian-Swedish.
Yes. Licky Lee happens to be a Swedish pop star.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just look incredibly similar.
I don't think you would have said that.
Your mom is much prettier. I'm not gonna lie. But they look very similar.
Anyway.
We also talked about Phil. We lost all that content about Phil.
I know. We talked about how when I moved into a dorm room the first time, how I was a real wimp. I'm going to spend a bomb to get that. I did everything here in a weird order, but that's okay.
So Phil, whom you've all met, because basically we're just like all a community now.
Yeah, Phil, you guys know Phil.
Phil, who commented before, as AJ's roommate, was talking about how when he first talked to AJ on the phone and they had never met.
He thought I was like a big dude.
Right, they were talking about who's going to bring the TV and who's going to bring the mini fridge and things like that.
And he was like, I really like anime.
And he thought AJ was like the 6 foot tall, like
250-pound guy because I have a baritone voice.
But turns out that AJ is actually 5'10" and about 127 pounds.
It keeps going down. Last time you shared the story, I was at least 130. Now you needed to make it seem like I was emaciated, like my chest cavity was concave.
How much do you weigh right now?
Like pectatus excavatum. Whatever. I don't know how much I weigh right now. I don't weigh myself.
You weigh last time I saw you, it was like 127 pounds.
I think I weigh more than 127, but admittedly not much more.
You are just very frail. So anyway, we were talking about how AJ's mother is a sort of coddly type, right? So they had bunk beds when we first went into college, and I was there a year before AJ because I'm older. But AJ,
she's an older woman.
I'm not an older woman.
Let's see if I can jump over here without dying or picking up gold or getting hit by a spider.
Or being hit by me. I am a year older. Anyway, so I was at college and I knew the drill, parents coming and freaking out with their freshman kids, whatever.
Becky knew how the whole shebang worked.
And I know even now better how the whole shebang works because we're both
gold.
We're both in higher education, so it's even funnier to teach these kids. Anyway, so I can't believe I had to use the word kids. They're not really kids.
I know you are really gonna seem like an older woman.
Oh my god! But you said kids.
Yeah, but I seem youthful. When I say kids, it's like kids that I'm babysitting.
You're like these kids. He was like, this kid is doing this project on 9/11, and then I thought to myself, she was 7 when 9/11 happened.
Yeah, well, she was a kid.
And like
she was a freshman.
you and I were in high school, right? I think we talked about this before when 9/11.
9/11? Yeah, it was the day of standardized testing. I remember that.
I remember staying home and like watching the towers fall. Literally.
Can't believe you got to stay home.
I had a migraine, and my mom called me and she was like, "Wake up and turn on CNN," and I did, and she was like,
I actually remember I played Magic with my friend Brian.
My mom was a nurse, so she couldn't like leave the hospital because everybody was on alert, and they had to be there because they're emergency.
Orange alert.
They're on emergency, like I don't know, something.
Whatever.
With regard to that.
So Phil and I were in college. This is not any longer a 9/11 story, but he really liked Major League Baseball because he's a weirdo and it's boring, but he loves boring man stuff.
Okay, so AJ's...
And so he King of the Hill's the bed. We putting these bunk beds together.
No,
and I don't know what I'm doing.
You're not telling the story well. So
Well, there was like a off-brand Lay's imitation Pringles can thing that we used to hold up the bed.
Stop. You're not making any sense. You're talking word salad schizophrenic-like style.
You're talking word salad.
No. So let me just explain. You and Phil had never met. Phil's first impression of you on the phone was that you're just this big burly guy who probably would intimidate him / help him with his things.
With his things?
Yeah, because Phil
with like handyman stuff.
Yeah, because Phil's really like a very good handyman. Like he like takes a lot of pride in keeping things nice and up to date and not having shitty dust on them. And like if the door squeaks, he'll bring DW40 home like within 12 hours, where AJ will like for 2 years be like, I should really DW40 this door, when it never actually happens. Not any slight to AJ, because I'm personally one of those people who don't care, but Phil does care, and so he knows how to use tools. He could probably build a house with his own...
With his bare hands!
Probably not with his bare hands, but...
He'd probably use tools.
But with a wide array of knowledge of the tools that he would use.
Yes.
Because he would be like, if you built it with your bare hands, then you obviously want to get precise
measurements.
He
says things like, oh, what are you doing? You could just snake the wire under there in our dorm.
And you're just like, what? What does that mean? Okay, anyway.
Where's this going? I don't even remember.
This is going because the first day of college, your mother came and she goes, Phil, which bed are you sleeping on? And Phil's like, oh, I don't really care.
Yeah, which bunk?
And
Phil didn't give a shit.
Yeah. And so your mom immediately takes the bottom bunk.
Because
which she later admits is because she was afraid that you were going to roll out
of the bed and die.
Even though there was a railing on top of the top
I don't really think there was a railing, but the point still stands.
I slept on the top. It sufficed. Believe me. I didn't roll out.
No, I said the point still stands. I mean...
Okay. But, anyway. So this is AJ's parents. But finally when AJ's parents go away, Phil and AJ buy a futon.
No, my parents helped me bring it home.
It doesn't matter. They get the futon into...
We watched the Venture Brothers that night, too.
They get the futon into the room, okay? And Phil builds the entire thing himself.
Without reading the instructions.
So I'm watching, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my god, this is going to take hours. Having known AJ for years at this point.
People are going to think you have a crush on Phil.
No, I'm just explaining to them.
Oh, I got gold. This is all fucking disaster. The spider's gonna fucking murder me.
I just wanted to explain to him what I was explaining to the world, which is essentially like you and I would like sit there for like 3 hours.
We're gonna go down together, Rufus.
With the pieces of IKEA furniture, and IKEA is like the easiest thing to build ever, right? But like Phil like doesn't use the directions, takes apart the entire like the thing, just like rips open the box, takes all the pieces, and puts it together in 20 minutes flat. And I was like sitting there with my mouth like just like open at the fact that he could possibly do this, okay?
Yeah.
And
who would think that a guy who watched anime could do that?
And he's like, hold this for me, AJ. AJ, help me with this. No, this French. No. And AJ's like, I don't know. And
I just stood there with my arms at my side,
and
like.
Phil was just like, God, just you know what? Stand over there in the corner. And that's basically how their relationship began. And since then, it's basically just been Phil just being like, God, AJ, just stand over there in the corner.
You know what? Who benefited from this? Me. Because a lot of stuff was built for me, and I didn't have to expend any ATP making it happen. Or at least minimal ATP.
Oh my god, it's so funny though.
I don't want to go over there.
Anyway, so we did tell that story.
Yes.
I'm not sure why we told that story.
We talked about how I found Licky Lee and Tatiana Maslany and, who else attractive?
I don't know.
Mila Kunis, we talked about later.
You said Amy Adams.
No, I said Amy. We
said
talked
Amy.
about how Amy Adams didn't
said,
do it for either of us, and then Becky was like, I don't think she's attractive at all.
And you go, I think she's real person attractive.
Like, you know, like a real non-celebrity, and Becky goes, you mean like Walmart attractive? And I was like, no, she's more like Target attractive. Oh, that's us. Anyway, now that we're repeating this conversation after the fact, it probably sounds pretty lame.
No, but the main point I wanted to emphasize was that many of the questions that had been asked in the recent comments we did, in fact, respond to.
Yeah, so we were thinking about you, and I guess we're addressing this now, too. And if you've gone through puberty, leave us a message. No, don't leave us a message. That makes it sound like we want to date you, which we don't. I mean, I should speak for myself.
We want to date you.
I don't want to date any of these people.
I don't want to date anybody online.
Anyway, so Amy Adams, Tatiana Maslany, Mila Kunis. We talked extensively about Scarlett Johansson, about how Becky thought that Scarlett Johansson looked strange.
She does.
I think Scarlett Johansson is very attractive. My wife does not. However, one thing that's interesting about this is that I can't think of anything that's interesting about this. What am I trying to say?
I think she just looks weird.
I think Amy Adams and Keira Knightley and Scarlett Johansson are sitting there watching my videos together, and they're all shedding tears right now.
You didn't explain Keira Knightley. The issue with Keira Knightley is that I think she is probably the least attractive celebrity on the face of this earth. I know.
Don't you think Kirsten Dunst is worse? You had a big, you know.
Okay, Kirsten Dunst is down there.
Yeah, you were like, Kirsten Dunst, she doesn't deserve to be famous because of how she looks.
They both. I probably did get that vitriol.
Oh my god, you spat in my eye.
Because
some of your spit went in my eye. One in my eye! I need to take...
Probably because I did get that vitriolic at one point about it.
You did?
Because I think she was in the Spider-Man or something.
Kirsten Dunst, the Upside Down Kiss? Melancholia?
No, I don't know what it was, but you said something about the fact that she was attractive.
I don't think I remember doing that.
I don't think she's that unattractive. And you even put it as a double negative, right?
That's not a double negative. I love being contrarian.
I don't think she's that unattractive.
Okay, yeah, no, you're right.
You said, I don't think she's that unattractive, which really actually mitigates the force of what you're saying, which is, I actually think she's attractive, right?
I don't know if I actually do anymore, but...
Okay, but the point is when you said it, I went ape shit on you. Like, I
remember, that was like probably the first fight we ever got in.
I was like, what? What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with you? Do you see her teeth? They look like fangs. How do you know she's not gonna bite you in the middle of the night? She could like suck your blood. And Asia was like, I'm just saying. I don't find her offensive. I mean, she's not.
We picked up gold.
The ugliest person I've ever seen. And so she's at my bottom. She's in like my bottom 3.
She's in Becky's bottom tier. What about Mayal Praglasam or whatever? MIA, the Tamil rapper.
I don't know who that is.
Paper Planes.
I don't know who that is.
I think she's hot.
Okay. We're talking about people who are unattractive. Who
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
I didn't realize.
People think who are attractive.
Okay.
Kirsten Dunst is definitely one of those.
Kirsten Dunst doesn't do it for Becky.
No.
Oh, God.
Nora does.
What's the deal with Kate Upton? I'm sick of her.
I like Kate Upton.
I don't understand what the big deal is. Let's get this Chris knife.
I'm slightly offended because I kind of feel like if I look like any celebrity, she's closer to what I look like. Like, you know how in Facebook everybody was changing their like celebrity.
You think
photos?
Kate Upton is your celebrity lookalike?
I've got long brown hair.
Kate Upton is blonde. So
Kate Upton?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about Kate Middleton. I'm sorry. I don't know who Kate Upton is.
Kate Upton is like, I think, a model.
Oh, fuck that. No way. Sorry. I thought
Fear is the mind killer.
I thought you meant Kate Middleton. I was like, I don't understand what it is with Kate Middleton. And I was like, nothing. She's just...
I just love royalty.
I don't know. And then I got sort of vaguely offended because to be quite frank, like...
You look more like Kate Middleton than Kate Upton.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
I'm just a long brunette.
Oh my god.
That's got a chubbier face.
Is that what we're talking about?
Sure. I just mixed them up. Okay, also
God,
at the bottom of my
Storm
rank.
level sucks the big
Also
one.
at the bottom of my rank is Keira Knightley.
Oh.
Keira Knightley irritates the hell out of me, okay? Because of the fact that she cannot close her mouth. I know that this has been
She's like Jon Snow. Was that a Game of Thrones spoiler?
It might be.
Spoiler alert, Jon Snow closes his mouth at least at some point in the series, probably. I don't know if that's actually true. It's not really a spoiler, because I haven't seen it happen. That poor guy, Kit Harington, that guy's probably like, I'm really sad. He's probably actually watching this. I'm really sad. This guy's making fun of me. He sheds like a single tear. No. He's like that American Indian from that ad where all the trash piles up.
No, he gets made fun of a lot. You should link.
Yeah, and I'm sure he's like, oh my god, this guy who puts his picture up, his school photo, and he looks like a mass murderer is making fun of the way I look.
You should totally.
Damn right, Jon Snow.
No, you know what? You need to link to Steve Love's YouTube channel.
Love.
Yeah, he's the. I don't know why the name is up, but like. He's the one who does the impressions of all the people from Game of Thrones.
Oh, that guy's pretty good.
And he makes fun of...
Yeah, Google that guy, YouTube.
He makes fun of poor Jon Snow. I mean, not as much as
I've got a bunion on my foot, police.
Not so much as Ser Jorah, but like he definitely makes fun of Jon Snow all the time for having kind of no personality.
Well, poor guy doesn't. I think it might be partially the character. It's not even all the actors' fault.
No, I think it's bad casting.
Spoiler alert. Kit Harington plays Jon Snow. Okay. Spoiler alert, Jon Snow is a turd.
We can talk about it in a sort of existential sense, like phenomenological.
I just like walked into gold like a big dummy. That's it. Suicide time.
Okay, Kit Harington, in my opinion, like I think they were trying to go and cast somebody that could...
That evoke the Harry Potter vibe?
No. I know exactly what you're talking about. No one else does, but no.
The Harry Potter vibe is that you can be a protagonist in an epic series and not actually do anything in the series and still be considered a hero. That's what happens to Jon Snow, probably. Spoiler alert, maybe. I don't know.
I wouldn't properly call him a hero, like Harry Potter a hero.
Harry Potter is the hero almost by default, but Harry Potter also sucks.
No, he's a protagonist. He doesn't actually do anything. The problem is when you have a protagonist that doesn't actively make any decisions or grow, like, and he has 10 million Deus Ex things coming in to save him all the time. It's really hard to see the character is growing, and consequently it's hard to identify with the character, and therefore it's hard to root for the character.
Yeah.
That's what we call Harry Potter syndrome. Basically, a passive protagonist, right? So when things are done for you, you're not really the person you're rooting for. We like Dumbledore a lot more than Harry Potter because Dumbledore did stuff.
Dumbledore is a badass.
He drank stuff that he didn't want to drink.
And Harry Potter just watched like a big doofus.
And convinced him to continue to drink, which I guess required some...
It hardly required any skill at all. It's like watching someone and telling them to drink a bunch of booze.
No, honestly,
you can do that at a frat party.
I guess we're giving spoilers away for Harry Potter, but you know...
Spoiler alert, being in a frat party means you're drinking.
No. That's passé enough to like talk about Harry Potter now, right?
Yeah, I guess in this you might get Harry Potter spoilers, you might get Game of Thrones spoilers, you won't get Breaking Bad spoilers yet.
No, because AJ will let me talk about Breaking Bad. But no, we're not going to give spoilers away for Game of Thrones. We're talking about the actors and their convincibility with regard to their...
Convincibility? That's a new one.
What? I just made it up. It works. Anyway. So we're talking about...
Lame. Oh, lame.
The actor's ability to convey the character that I think would work better than the character that they're conveying. I think the acting in the show is enormously good. But the thing that irritates me most is Jon Snow. I swear to God. Because I think the casting director, as amazing as she was, especially casting the child actors, she was not so good when it came to Kit Harington, which is unfortunate.
And he's not even a child, even though he acts like one.
This is a spoiler. So much happens. Actually, nothing happens at the wall, but it's shot. We're continually brought to the walls if something's happening. For whatever reason, it's not even that tense. And
the only thing we learn about Jon Snow in the entire third season is that apparently he's a natural at oral sex. That's it. That's like the only thing we learn, and it's not even interesting.
Okay, in Kit Harington, for real. Like, I think they were trying to recruit somebody who could act in such a way as to convey their emotions.
And convey the emotion of confusion.
No, stop. This is what he does convey. What they wanted was somebody who was very introverted and repressed and conflicted about what he was feeling.
I just got gold.
It could actually... Son of a bitch, AJ. Anyway.
Stand in front of this tiki trap. Oh, we gotta do it twice. It's like the electric chair that doesn't work. We're gonna have that man trap.
Somebody was conflicted, convicted, repressed, and introspective and introverted at the same time, but somehow could convey an enormous like complexity because there's a war going on.
And there's a degree of weight about him. There's like a
gravitas
gravitas about Jon Snow, or they're supposed to be.
Well, it's supposed to be. So what happens when they cast Kit Harington is the fact that like you get somebody who seems like maybe on the edge of like normal. Dull. Like, I mean, like, he doesn't convey, I mean, you just look at him and you're like,
Are you trying to say, like, he's Ned Stark's mentally handicapped son?
I don't know what actually the politically correct, I'm not saying he's disabled.
Differently abled?
I don't think he's disabled. I think though that, like, there's just not a lot going on necessarily.
People are like, Jon Snow, there's all this shit happening, and Jon Snow's like, what?
Whoa.
Oh god. Can I use my sword? I want to be a swordman. And they're like, you mean a swordsman? And he's like, what? I forgot what you said.
I don't think it's a line that's actually... But he does have this constant look of confusion and like he just doesn't know what's going on.
He's like a little anxious, but mainly just confused.
I mean, to be honest, he does sort of. You could, as a first-time viewer of Game of Thrones, identify with him because you're
like, oh, this guy seems like a really nice guy, and a bunch of bad shit's happening to him.
That's not what I mean. I mean, you could identify with him insofar as you yourself are confused and give me that same look when you're watching Game of Thrones.
Jon Snow also doesn't seem to understand the politics of the world he's in. That's what I'm like.
Which you don't either until the 5th watch, but like at the same time, he just doesn't convey like there's an internal war happening inside of him and he doesn't know how to express it.
He's like, I don't know what I am. I'm kind of a Stark, but kind of a bastard. Am I at the wall? And you're like, what's your big problem, dummy? Why do you even want to be in this dumb order? And I mean, like, I guess there are reasons, but they aren't really worked out all that well in the show. You have to presume, like, that he's got something going on with his brain. So it's stupid, but in, like, Legend of Zelda, there's all this lame-ass shit about, like, the Triforce and the courage and the mind and, like, courage, wisdom, and whatever, strength. And, like, Link is supposed to be courage and Ocarina of Time. And that's what Jon Snow's like. You're like, this guy's supposed to be the one with courage. But really what courage represents is the guy that's not really all that smart, but he seems kind of nice.
It's like rats, right? Remember the study with rats? The smarter ones never actually left the hole to find food and consequently died because they were so conditioned. And they knew so much about like what could potentially happen to them. I mean, this is the anthropomorphized summary, obviously, of the rats, but the rats who scored higher intelligence in terms of like being able to get through mazes faster, etc., showed that when they were released into the like I don't know, some sort of, was it the wild atmosphere? I don't know what
you're talking about anymore.
It was just rats who were more intelligent, did not actually go out and look
They didn't forage for food because they were too nervous.
Right.
Well, that's not what Jon Snow's like. That's your point.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is that
Jon Snow's going to succeed because he's just going to hold his sword and keep walking forward as people impale themselves intentionally on it. Like, the number of people he's successfully wounded and killed in the line of battle, I'm pretty sure half of them have died on purpose to him. I guess that's a spoiler alert? Oh yeah, the black mark. It's on this level. We're going to get the Kapala.
I don't think we're actually spoiling.
Doesn't feel like a spoiler to me.
If anybody hasn't watched it yet, this won't be interesting. And if anybody has watched it, this will be interesting. And I don't think we've actually given away any plot.
There was a gold bar in the top of that tree.
I don't think we've given... I don't think we've given any plot details away. None.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Besides,
I just did a cool thing.
If you gave a plot detail away, like, it would make no sense without any other context.
That's something else that happened in the video. I did this cool thing where I was able to jump up 5 squares using... using a web gun, and I was pretty proud of myself. I used the recoil to boost myself up. You guys all missed that. I'll have to do that again sometime.
It's kind of like the time in journalism with the balloon.
Oh my god, that's a story worth telling. I say as I know for a fact that's like the lamest story imaginable.
Well, because no one's going to believe you.
Okay. Gather round, children. Sit at my feet. This is probably one of the best stories I could tell. So get ready. I just threw something at that dog for no reason. That wasn't part of the story. Anyway, so there's a time when I'm in high school newspaper class, and there was a party the day before in the publication lab. It's got a few computers in it, like Apple computers. And there's like a big table that the yearbook group used. I was on the high school newspaper, not the yearbook, but there were a bunch of people in there because of the party. And there were balloons that were on the floor, and they still had some air in them. They weren't helium balloons, they were just, like blown up air balloons, whatever. So I'm holding a pencil in my hand, I'm walking around it, as a journalist is wont to do. And I look at this balloon on the ground, and I say, everybody! And there are like, 12 people in the room. I said, I am going to throw this pencil at this balloon, and I'm going to try and make it bounce off the balloon, which is already a tall order because the pencil has, a sharp point and an eraser on the other side. And I'm going to catch it after it bounces off the balloon. However, I feel like no one is going to watch me and then no one will believe me after I succeed at this task.
And no one's paying attention to your speech.
And nobody pays attention to me, obviously, because that's like the dorkiest thing anybody could ever say. And people at a social gathering in a high school, even one affiliated with school, don't give a shit about bouncing something off a balloon. I mean, we were some weird people, but they didn't give a shit. So anyway, I don't really even bend down. I'm like standing up. I'm probably a little shorter than I am now, like probably 5'9", instead of 5'10", as we spoke about earlier. But
I guess I did hear about that, yeah.
Yeah, so I throw this pencil, like I whip it like a throwing knife, I guess. I don't know how I imagine you throw a throwing knife, how James Bond and GoldenEye 007 does it. And the eraser connects with the balloon perfectly, and it bounces back and just lands in my hand. Like fucking magic. The Gathering. No, not like The Gathering, just like actual magic. And I was just like, oh my god, it just happened. And I turned around and I said, who watched that? And somebody just goes, what? And I was like, the fucking... I couldn't even believe it. I couldn't believe it had happened, and I wished I'd demanded an audience.
You actually did.
I mean, I wish I demanded it by force. I wish I had forced people to watch.
It would not have happened then.
Yeah, well,
it's
maybe.
It's like Schrodinger's equation.
It's like a wave function?
Yeah, it's a wave function.
Maybe. Like, what I'm trying to say is,
like,
this once-in-a-lifetime event, I think it's rarer than
you guys should
a
see
solar
his face
eclipse.
right now, because even as he's telling it, you can tell he's like viscerally reacting to the situation.
I'm mourning it still.
Your face is just like incredulous.
I can't believe that it happened.
Telling that it happened, and then all of a sudden,
I actually posted this story on Reddit.
It gets really.
I don't think it got voted up.
It gets really. You get really angry when people just don't respond to it.
And then I explained what had happened. Everybody just goes, "That's impossible. That didn't happen." I said, "No, it's not impossible. It's highly improbable, and it did happen." And they were just like, "No, we don't believe you."
Sound off in the comments.
Sound off in the comments if you believe me. Everybody's going to be like, yeah, I don't believe you.
No, I was going to ask you. Sound off in the comments if you ever had something like...
Connor, you'll believe me, right?
Amazing.
I just fucking walked into gold on top of the tree again. I'm never going to walk on top of a tree doing a no gold run again.
Wait, interrupt me. I was going to say, sound off in the comments if you ever had a miracle happen to you, but then no one ever believed you.
That was like one of the... I could be canonized by the Catholic Church at this point. I'm like a third of the way there.
Okay, not a miracle happening to you, but something that was pretty incredulous.
Oh my god, I have an opportunity to kill the big motherfucking fish here.
But then nobody actually observed it, so you can't prove it. And so you can only tell about how awesome you were, except people think that you're lying. That's probably one of the worst. That's probably,
sorry.
To me, that's one of the worst things ever. I mean, it's a pretty low-stake environment. But to not be believed for something that actually happened...
It just tormented me.
It's horrible. It's horrible.
For ages.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, well, I'm going to try and kill these piranhas. Oh god, there's so many. This fish is gonna fuck me up. Uh-oh.
Oh, I'm having flashbacks to Mario.
Okay.
In the water
Uh-oh.
realm.
The bomb got me! And then I landed on a bomb box.
Are you done?
I don't know. I could probably do another no gold run. That was just depressing, though.
You just keep picking them up on accident.
Well, it's hard. No gold run is the challenge, as Connor O'Sullivan said, I'm pretty sure. I like how I quote him like I think about him all the time.
You kind of do. You're like, what can I tell Connor today?
Well, he said the ultimate challenge would be trying to make it through hell without picking up any gold. That would be fucking impossible. I don't think it's actually impossible. I think it's about as highly improbable as...
Was it on this video today or the past video that you were talking about?
It's as improbable as bouncing a pencil off a balloon and then catching it in one stroke without trying multiple
That's
times.
not what I'm asking you.
What are you asking me?
Do we just talk about this time? We just did 2 in a row, so it's been hard. We were talking about how you can see your fans' most recently viewed...
No, I think we just talked about that.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I know that they're all just commenting on PewDiePie's videos.
Okay, yeah, we have to talk about
like
that.
regular adults.
I apologize.
No, it's okay. It happens. And I'm getting hungry again. It's like 10 p.m. now.
We watched somebody play Miami Vice on Let's Play. He had like
did?
17,000 views. He was absolutely terrible.
Miami Vice.
Or, I'm sorry, Miami...
Hotline Miami. I
Hotline
watched
Miami.
one guy, and he bored me, but he had a lot of views. Sound off in the comments if... I don't even know how to finish that. Just sound off! Sound off! Say whatever you want! Ah! Okay, we're gonna pick up no gold this time. I'm really gonna do it. This is gonna be the one.
This has become a bad habit. I think we should stop saying this. Ever since Phil said it, it was kind of funny, but now I'm like...
Chris? I mean, the sound off in the comments?
Yeah.
I think it's hilarious.
We should just give him one question, and then only allow him one answer. Like, for one time. And then the next time, there'd be like a new challenge. You can be like, you can only respond in a foreign language, no matter how bad it is and how much you have to use Google Translate.
Oh, I couldn't figure... I kept saying that c'est la vie meant seize the day like an idiot instead of such is life.
Son? What?
Ah! I just like jumped into that arrow trap like a douche. Yeah, Carpe Diem is seize the day. It's from a Horace poem. But
Yes.
I have to specify that now because I sound so stupid. And I'm pretty sure it was in the same episode that I began by saying, like, Omnia prae clara tam difficilia quam rara sunt.
Your
And then I sounded
accents
like
are
a
absolutely
wiener.
terrible.
That's Latin.
It doesn't matter.
I can thought it was pretty good.
No,
Oh my
you
god.
just sound like a hillbilly speaking Latin.
I said it better in the video.
Okay.
Omnia prae clara tam difficilia quam rara sunt.
Okay.
I don't know if that's how actually people talk. It's hard to say because, you know, it's a dead language.
Well, at least you have to be convincing about it.
I could just say, oh, the way you pronounce all these letters is not how you would expect.
Right.
So I did it right.
You make them believe. Remember you taught me that last video.
Don't
Tell them it's not funny. Make them believe it's funny. They want to believe it's funny. So they want to believe that you speak Latin.
You are spending your time productively. You who are at work and are watching this instead of working. Enter the code. Oh, you're already done coding? We picked up gold? Where was it? God damn it. I didn't even see it happen.
We're done coding?
I don't know.
You who are entering code?
I assume that they're all using computers. I don't know why. Because everything else they do is they comment on PewDiePie videos, so I take it that's their
I
job.
wish you knew how to code computers.
I know you do. Code computers?
Well, whatever.
Oh.
Program.
I'm obviously running out of energy at this point.
AJ's supposed to be learning Phoenix right now. Program.
Python.
If you're a Python. God damn it! I always mix it up.
Sound off in the comments if you think I should learn Python on my own.
No. Seriously.
No, seriously.
And if you have any experience programming, or if you're programmers and would like to reveal this information, is Python something that AJ should learn if in fact he's never actually learned anything except maybe some basic HTML/CSS script? Or is this a stupid idea?
It's named after a type of snake.
Yes, I know.
That's like half of it, right?
I keep calling it Phoenix because I hope it's the door to your future.
I mean, you hope it's my rebirth?
Yeah.
My fiery rebirth?
Yeah. I think, honestly, subliminally, that's what's going on.
I bet that's not actually the case.
No, seriously.
Oh, no, seriously, it's definitely the case that that's what you're thinking?
Yeah.
I don't believe you.
Okay, that's fine.
I just picked up a ruby, and I knocked this dog unconscious.
I really want to
We're gonna end it.
Okay.
Alright.
Does that mean you just committed suicide when you say we're gonna end it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because I picked up gold. The purpose of the run was defeated.
Oh, I thought you meant you were gonna, like, end it and, like, okay.
Not in my real life. I wasn't really gonna kill myself.
But even,
oh my god, you see that? An arrow shot me into gold.
Even in your virtual
I'm gonna beat the
life.
shit out of this dog.
Yeah. Yeah. So, AJ's trying to learn Python. But actually, I'm really the only one who's read the manual as of yet.
I'm gonna improvise.
Don't do that.
I'm not serious.
Really? I wouldn't have been able to tell the difference.
Improvise? What would that even mean in this case?
I don't know that you would.
Oh my god, I'm at 1 health.
Like, I'll just kind of learn it as I go along.
I'm getting
which
sloppy.
will never happen.
Alright. Ropes. That's not gonna make a difference here in this run. Bombs,
So,
no.
If you're a programmer, what would be the language that you would think to suggest to somebody who was interested in trying to think about whether or not they themselves wanted to do the type of programming? Is it something like because AJ does like a lot of website work with MTGO Academy, like
should I learn CSS code? Sound off in the comments to determine my future.
Yeah, should it be CSS, HTML, and PHP? Or should it be like sort of doing deeper problems? Now I should note that AJ is actually...
Ooh, we got the 8-bit music.
I would call him a brilliant mathematician, which is probably stretching it.
Yeah,
but at the same time,
probably stretching it.
He's really, really good at math. Like, ridiculously good at math and logic problems. So it might be the case that, like, he just gets bored, and he thinks that he has absolutely no artistic eye, which is not true. He's actually very good. But, regardless of this, your mom actually doesn't think you're that good.
I'm not.
AJ's mom is as a, she taught graphic art, yeah?
Yeah, she was a graphic designer and taught graphic design.
So she doesn't actually think that AJ's that good. But, AJ, because he's a perfectionist...
And Becky thinks she knows instead of my mom, because Becky also taught graphic design?
No,
wait, no you didn't.
No, I just know that what she thinks looks bad...
Oh my god, it's like a crate paradise.
It's just what she thinks. What she thinks looks bad, you likewise, you think it looks bad too. So, I mean, there's some congruity there. But the best part is I sent your mother a Facebook message. I was like, yeah, I've just been doing some more doodling. It's really interesting. And she's like, oh, what has he been doing? And I explained it to him. She goes, oh, well, when he gets more practice, let me know and send
Tell him to look me up when he does some real work.
That's kind of how it came across.
I can't believe those were all ropes.
I was just like shocked that your mother said that to you.
I'm not so shocked. I don't think I'm very good. And it's not because she says that. No, it's because I'm not very good. I don't know how to draw. I don't have a sense of style.
But you do spend endless amounts of time making sure your banners on MTGO Academy look good, even though...
Don't say things like that around the people, because they look so bad that people are going to start questioning both my integrity and my intelligence.
No. Well, you can't question the effort, because he sits there for 2 hours trying to make sure that the pixels, like the number of pixels in
We're going to have some fun with this last one.
Look correct.
Okay, so...
But if you go to mtgoacademy.com... A lot of your readers were like, I like the old site better when you converted to the new site.
Yes.
Which I kind of did too. Is that wrong of me to say? You gonna have to edit that out?
No, I'm not gonna have to edit that out. I'm not gonna hide your disapproval of our website. It is what it is right now.
Chris, this is for you.
Chris isn't gonna watch this.
I know. But I just wanted you to Chris.
Oh god, this spider's gonna attack me.
Who's in charge of design?
This is bad.
This is for you.
No, that's a terrible idea too. Alright, here we go. Wow, that was a bad plan.
It was a bad plan.
It was an extremely bad plan. This is gonna be bad too.
Anyway, I worry. Oh.
Okay, we gotta end this one. This one's gonna be a huge file size. So, we will see you guys next time and make something awesome happen instead of delete the audio on accident.
Right, thank you, Connor. Thank you, what are your
Nathone, Ziertle the motherfucking turtle. There's Epsilon Minus who keeps posting. I think his name is Mike. Who else? Oh, for all the people I forgot right now, I normally remember you.